What's up, guys? We are back.
We're back.
For Lucas and Alex Front Porch.
Number whatever.
Yeah, don't know what the number is. Doesn't really matter. We're back. We've had some really good off-season phases, kind of building some volume, peaking towards some shows that are coming up.
Here's a big one.
A big one
in America.
Up. In America.
Named after a governor somewhere. We might be invited.
Yeah, so that's going really good. Alec has been on the road a lot.
Dude.
About to go back on the road for OSG.
I hate this so much.
And I'm not going to be going this year to OSG.
The first one you haven't gone to with me in a while.
Yeah, at least attended last year. But I think it's one of the coolest shows of the year. I mean, just generally, but like I personally love this open men's lineup.
It's
so we
crazy.
want to run through it. I don't feel comfortable going through all the weight classes because I'm far from an expert on it, and I just sound like an asshole.
Yeah.
So Alec is going to give his off the cuff quick predictions on the weight classes,
like 30 seconds.
Roll through heavy on the heavyweight men. That's what I know.
I'm just gonna go real quick, and I'm gonna be a little ignorant because I haven't studied them as much as I usually do. But for 105 men, I'm going to say, who walks away with that? I'm going to say Seth Hucup wins. I'm just going to do winners. Seth Hucup, I think, wins. Or is it? No, it's Alex Hucup. Alex Hucup, pardon me. Seth is in the open. For 90 kilo men, I'm going to say my boy from Alabama, Tyler Deadlift, takes that W, takes it back from Ireland. For the 176 men, 80 kilos, that's a fun weight class this year. It's actually really stacked. It deserves its own video, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to say probably Chris Harper or Dean McVie, both from Scotland. It could be a Scotland 1 and 2.
Is Tom back? Tommy
Lavelle signed up.
Back. Sweet.
And there's a grip event, so don't sleep on the old man. He might be old, but homeboy could throw and he could hold things.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do Masters because open women.
Masters 40, Matt Webb.
Matt Webb. We love you, Matt. Open women, the weakest year it's ever been.
It's tough. It's just, I think just the Rogue Invitational.
Yeah, the Rogue stole all the athletes. Arnold stole all the athletes.
They're all tired and they don't show up unless there's a ton of money now.
Yeah, they want to make money.
Which I get it.
Yeah. So only one of the top 10 legitimately is there. And I'm going to say she wins, Rebecca Roberts.
And Gingrich isn't.
Nope,
she's
not showing up.
Not coming out. So yeah, it's Rebecca Roberts.
It's Rebecca Roberts all day. 82 kilo women. I'm going to say Summer Johnson, Rex House. It'll be her or Nadia, but probably Summer. 73 kilo women, 50-50 toss up between Nancy Johnson and Erin Murray. 64 kilo women, the lovely
other girl you were looking at, she pulled out, right? Of the 73s?
Yes. Yeah, she's out. Yeah, otherwise she would have done really well. It would have been Sandra Bradley, who I was thinking of. I think she would have won if she showed up, but she got life to do. 64 kilo women. I believe Rhiannon actually signed up.
Is she on there?
I believe so, yeah. But I'm going to say Camila Fagagnolo. If Rhiannon doesn't show up, Camila Fagagnolo is more than likely the favorite to win because she's always good, and that's about it.
Okay.
All right, now to the open men.
Is who was it that she competed in the 40s and the 50s last year?
Oh, that's Claire Myers.
Is she doing that again?
Because
this is the year she could do it. If she actually did it again.
I think Claire. So Claire. Whoa, she's in the 82 kilo women.
Nice.
Okay,
she'll
Claire.
Probably be fine.
Dude, she's gonna make top 5.
Yeah.
I bet she makes top 5.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, cool. Nice. Good job, Claire.
Do that and both masters?
She's 50, dog. She's 50, dog.
Yeah.
She's a bad bitch. I love Claire. All right. Open men.
Okay.
It's just, we should preface, because we have to do this every time we do the show. We're not trying to hurt feelings. We're just doing sports. We love all of you.
I don't hate you. It is just sports commentary.
That's all it is.
And it's the nature of a show with 50-plus guys.
Someone's going to not make it.
And there's 4 randomly chosen events in the prelims.
Yes.
If those are your bad events, but you're a fantastic strongman,
you're fucked.
In a list of 50, you still might not make the final.
Yeah, you still might.
There's always fantastic dudes that don't make the final.
Doesn't mean we hate you.
There's like 6 dudes in the show that have done worlds before. I don't think they're all making the final.
Yeah. The amount of times that Maxime Boudreau has yelled at me since our prediction videos is hilarious.
I don't hate Maxime Boudreau.
Max, I love you, dude. Dude, at a quick little side story at Rogue, he walked up to me, just randomly goes, I'm still North America's strongest. I was like, Max, I know. You did really good.
Yeah, you kicked my ass.
Yeah, I was like, yes, you whooped everyone's ass.
Yeah, Max killed us.
No, what he said specifically was, it's still me and Trey's name is number 1 on that. I was like, I know, man.
Yeah,
you're
been
really
second
good.
twice. It's fine.
It's fine, dog. You're good. We like you. Just can't deadlift.
So, quick rundown of the events.
Yep.
So there's a Trump log, 350 or 380. We're kind of of the opinion those aren't far enough apart.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think 330, 400.
334. Yeah, it's I want the Trump to be more of a a thing you have to reach for.
Yeah.
They definitely did that in the deadlift.
Yes, they did.
They did. Lynn overcorrected hard on the deadlift. Event 2, car walk, 1,000 pounds on the cool red bugs.
Yep.
We've seen it before. 50 feet, axle deadlift. There's
Heavy.
a Trump style, 705 or 820 in the suits.
Real
in a
heavy.
suit is still ignorant.
Yeah.
Like 820 is the heavy deadlift at Giants Live.
It was also the heavy deadlift at World's Strongest Man this year. It was,
Cool.
it was actually
And
just
it wasn't
800.
an axle.
It was just 800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to figure out who can go to Worlds. 'Cause
Yeah. We'll find out
can
quick.
Go to Worlds of this. There's a 2-bag medley into a sled push. One of them is a hoose bag, so 325, 350 into a push. So 2 movings, 2 heavy statics in prelims. There's no like specialty items in there, so I think it's actually pretty decent picks.
You know, it's you got 2 heavy movings, 2 heavy statics. We're gonna find out the greater averages. It's one of those things. I don't want to use the word unfortunate, but it's one of those things where there are some phenomenal throwers and grip specialists
And
that are
stone lifters.
and stone lifters that are crying right now.
Yeah.
Who might not be the best in those top 4 events.
Sure.
Those first 4 events, rather.
Yeah, I like a final. I also like a show where everyone just finishes the thing out.
Right.
Both have their merit. It is kind of cool. I don't actually like the 50-foot car walk honestly, even in a 10-man show, especially in a 50-man show. A one direction moving event ends up being a drag race.
Yes.
And it's too tight. Like I think the year I did it on the, I think there was like a 2-second separation between like 6 or 7 guys.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
While
It
you're already
even
talking.
happened on the farmers, and that was even a down and back.
Yeah.
I remember the farmers was even tighter.
That was so
So
close.
I think you either have to go ignorantly heavy, or you have to.
Which they don't want to do with a yoke.
You don't want to do with those yokes.
No.
Or you have to add more elements to widen the margins.
Right.
So
Maybe like a farmer's in
of
yoke
the
or
events we're
something.
going to predict today, that's the hardest to predict because everybody can do a 1,000-pound yoke, but everyone can do it within the same 10 seconds more than likely.
Yeah, you with 11.8 seconds, you took second place with the third place with that yoke.
Yep.
And first place was just 11:03.
Yes, which that was still faster than anybody at Worlds the previous year.
Yep.
But they did it outdoors, a little different setup, and it was lighter, but whatever. It's fine. The guys at Worlds are always the best in the world.
Always.
Always.
World's strongest man, best in the world.
Always the best. So I think we'll run through it event by event. In these first 4, we're just going to name names that we think will be in the lead pack.
Right.
I think that's the most effective thing to do. And then what we did is we looked at common names that we saw throughout, and that we established kind of a rough final of what we think with some dudes on the fringe, and then we can kind of piecemeal together our finals predictions. So on the log, it comes down to, are you going to press the 380 for reps?
You need to.
You need to. You just need to.
If you want the finals, you have to.
Yeah, even getting 1, you're a guy who's going to be in the middle of the pack or the back half. Because I don't.
Of the guys that we think will
Sure.
make the
Yeah, I
finals,
just don't. I don't think 380 for 1 is going to be that. Like, you got to get 3 or 4.
It's that's where we are in the sport.
What's interesting, like you look back at ASM. ASM was 20 pounds lighter.
Yep.
And 5 or 6 was the lead pack.
Yep.
So it is funny. There's guys that are like, I'm going to get 6, 7 reps. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I'll let you
You're
say
just
that.
not. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You won't.
Yeah. It's
And if you do, I'll shake your hand.
it's just 60 seconds.
Yeah, it's the work capacity to do 380 for 6.
It's bananas.
It's bananas. There people on this list that could do it.
0. For 8?
I think Tim Buck will drop into a coma to do it, but he's the only one that
For
I'm
how many
like,
reps?
For 6. It's possible. He did 6 at 360
6
at
is
America's.
possible.
But Nick, he might die. He might die doing it.
I'll tell you something right now. No one's getting 6.
No one's getting
That's my
6.
prediction.
Yeah, so 5 is likely
4 to
to lead.
5
Yeah.
is leading.
So, but big names that can press. To be fair, Remick might be.
You can't sleep on him. And we're going to get into Remick.
We're gonna get into
by the
Remick.
way.
We're gonna get into Remick.
Silly goose.
Yeah. So Remick, I think he's capable of 4 or 5, maybe 6. Maybe 4 or 5. I would be very comfortable saying 4 or 5.
Tim
Buck, Ole.
from Ukraine. I
Ukraine?
think it's the best you can say it. Ole. Play a pick.
Oscar coming back to OSG.
Yeah, he did 170 for 5.
Yeah, just did a great training session. Like I wouldn't normally think of Oscar as a big presser, but he's stringing together a great prep. Jack Osborne, fantastic presser at all
200 kilo
times.
plus presser.
Nick Guardian.
He's one of those guys that's like,
Yeah.
he might
he's
get 3.
chipping away at his overhead.
Yeah.
If he got 3, he set himself up well.
Yes.
And I think he can get 3. I think I talked to him weeks ago, and he was like, I think I get 4 or 5. In my opinion, I think that's out of range, but I'm not in the room for his training,
we don't
right?
know.
That's a huge set.
He has a fantastic training partner.
Tim Buck for sure in the 4 to 5 range.
Yep.
If he gets 5, he sets himself up well.
Yep.
Bryce Johnson, the garage gym hero.
Oh yeah.
He's good for 4 or 5 as well. I think
We have 2 garage gym heroes.
Yeah.
And Gregory as well.
Gregory's he's got a cool garage gym.
It's the coolest.
Yeah. Bryce Johnson, 4th at North America's. I think
he wins the press.
Yeah. If he has the gas tank, he's capable of maybe 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd put Buck, Bryce, and Remick in the if you have a perfect set and you're willing to die for it, those 3 I think could get 6. But it's gonna hurt real bad. Tyler Obinger, like always, he's
Could either win the show or come last.
He's one of the strongest dudes that's going to show up. Yeah. On paper, he's capable of almost anything.
Yeah.
I just don't know. He's just rough around the edges. He's taken a lot of time off this year for work.
I would say, for those who don't know Obinger, I would say he's physically the strongest American strongman.
He might be, yeah. He very well could be. He put up mid 2300s total in powerlifting before even trying strongman.
Right.
He's a 500+ pound overhead presser.
He could squat in the 9s.
Yeah, he's just brutally strong. Just rough around the edges, and he's just, like I said, he's taken a lot of time off this year. I think he started a business.
He's got a wife and kids.
All kinds of stuff going on. Last name I'll mention is Coco from Australia. He's a good presser. So, yeah. But, again, all those guys, 3, 4, 5 reps, maybe 6. If you're thinking over 6, you're a madman, and you're just not going to do it. Car walk. This event sucks to predict.
It's hard.
It's just going to be a drag race.
My winner is still Yannick.
Still Yannick.
Of Canada.
He's taking the interesting strategy of doing some overload training. If you want to see a spine get challenged, go to Yannick's Instagram.
Yep.
Is he a JF client?
Probably. If you're in the circuit, you probably are.
He's a strongman circuit in Canada guy, but he's training super heavy yoke and he's moving fast. Remick.
Oh, Remick
to be mentioned again. Geez. He's won this event before. Nick Gardione.
Yeah, he can move.
Good mover. He's got to put together a good run here. Like these first 2 events, honestly, the whole prelim.
Yeah.
Nick Gardione just needs to hang in the top 10. Just get in the top 10, and he'll do his damage. Bryce Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just probably one of the most brutally strong guys there.
6'7", 440.
400 pounds. He's just a big man. But again, it's a drag race. I could see Bryce on the car and the medley dropping some points just on a couple steps.
Sure.
Which sucks because the other 2, he's gonna 2 feet in the ground. He's gonna kill everybody.
Burton
Yes.
can move.
Yes, Burton has the exact opposite prelim.
Yes.
Car and medley. Burton is gonna steal points from everyone. I think he's just maybe a year or 2 away on the deadlift and log being elite. But Burton's one of the best movers in the world. Didn't he just podium at the...
Took third
Magnus at the Magnus.
Yeah. Half a point over Wesley Dewinski.
Yeah, he's just a good, well-rounded strongman. But they set these trump weights, especially in the deadlift, maybe a little out of range for him. Any other names I'd mentioned in the car yoke?
You got that list there? What do you got? Is that it?
No, that's it.
That's it.
2 guys that I want to peripherally mention in this first 2 events. Nick Wortham.
Oh, yeah.
Did very well at North America's. He did good at SEL appearance that he did. And then Josh Gregory, you mentioned.
Yes.
Gregory is one of those guys. He might not win any single event in the prelims.
But he's there.
But just like Gardione, he'll be in the... If he just stays in the top 10 to 15, he'll be in the hunt.
He's similar to Jeffers in that regard, too.
Yeah, Jeffers is in that same boat.
Just in your face.
And that might be the strategy to make, like there's a couple of guys where you'll hear the name once, maybe twice.
Right.
But they might not make the final. Deadlift. They went dumb heavy on this because I think they posted 705 and then whatever the weights were for the other weight classes. Yep. And there was just Lynn, that's way too light.
Yeah.
So he gave a trump weight.
He said, lol, JK. Here's 820.
Ridiculously heavy. So 820 for reps.
There's guys here that will absolutely fuck up the points on the deadlift.
Sure.
Like Donald Trigg, Big Papa Don.
Papa Don is going to take some points away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how is he in the suit? Is he going to be in a suit? He's just a big guy.
Papa Don was fractions away from pulling the American record.
Sure.
In a suit.
Sure. Papa Don could pull. Coco could pull
Yep.
Roy, this is the first time we mentioned that name.
Roy could pull.
But Roy's also a guy
Periphery.
kind of in the same range as Wortham and Gregory in those first 2 events. He's not going to stand out, but he's going to be in the top 10 to 15.
For those who don't know Roy, what's his last name? Oretnia. He lost Podium, so he took 4th place at America's Strongest Man 3 years ago now by half a point to Trey Mitchell.
Yeah.
When Roy's on, he's dangerous.
Very good. And that Podium was Trey, Bobby, and
Cotton.
Ty Cotton.
Ty Cotton. That's a crazy podium.
Crazy podium. He was right off of it.
Yeah.
Right off of it. So Roy has just had a weird couple years. He's been kind of in this garage.
Moved.
Outdoor garage gym era.
Yeah. Got a new job. You know?
Yeah, just all kinds of stuff going on. But this is the first time Roy's back in a while, like for real. He did one of the Pro-Ams last year. But I think this is probably the first time, I hope we see Roy how we know Roy can be.
Yeah.
Yannick, big deadlifter.
Huge puller.
Guardione seems to be having huge strides in the deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a couple reps. What do you think the rep ranges on this is going to be?
It's just like the log.
5 or 6?
Oh yeah, I think
dudes are going to get 5 or 6?
I think between 4 and 6 is top 5. Yeah. I think guys like Spurgeon could do huge damage there.
I'm going to go a different way.
Yeah?
I think 4 reps wins.
4. Okay.
4.
Who do you think for Spurgeon?
Big weight.
Is Spurgeon the one that
weight.
pulls it?
Spurgeon pulls 4.
Okay.
Bryce Johnson can pull 4.
I mean, Jeffers just pulled an easy 3.
Did he?
Yeah.
Damn, maybe I suck at deadlift.
You do. You do suck at deadlift.
No,
You're only good at deadlifts 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And it's at the shows.
Yeah, like in training, I'm a horrible deadlifter.
Yeah. I think 6.
Jeffers, Bryce Johnson.
I think 6.
Oberlinger is a big deadlift.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. If it's 5,
That's my prediction. I'm
6?
saying 5 to 6 is you need that for top 5 in the deadlift.
Okay. I think top 5 is 3 to 4.
Okay.
Okay. Like maybe one guy pulls 5.
Sure.
Still big weight.
I bet you Jeffers pulls 5 out of his ass.
Sure. It is the first event of a day.
Yeah.
So if Jeffers pulls 5 out of his ass, he's in good shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's gonna be like 20th in the log, maybe 30th in the log.
Might be worse.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna get 400 someday.
Okay, we like him. Love Jeffers.
Okay. The medley.
Oh, this is where things get scrambled.
Yes. Yes.
However, we do have one repeat name on everything so far.
Remick.
God
Remick
damn you,
has been
Remick.
mentioned in all 4 columns.
You know, I'm going to say this just now before we get it. Remick, if you're doing this for funsies, like you didn't have to, you're still going to get your Giants invites. Hey man, give these dogs a chance. give these young bucks a chance because you're going to wreck house.
Yeah.
He's so good at OSG.
Yeah,
he's so good
He
at.
is.
I mean, in general, he's good, but at this show in particular, dog.
Yeah.
He's the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
He's the.
If you can get ahead of Remick, you deserve to go to Worlds.
Yeah, he's death. You know when you have to, in the Greek Hades and death is Greek too. It's him.
Yes. So Remick, gonna be awesome in the medley. Well, it's kind of funny. He's like people forget how old he is. He's in his late 30s.
Yeah, he's almost 40.
Been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's just got so much like experience. And OSG is like 2 to 3 events a day. So he's like not getting tired. Or
OSG
anything.
is its own unique show. I would say OSG in a lot of respects is harder than some of the big 4 because not necessarily due to the weight, which the weight's heavy. It's just there with this many people, there's no margin of error. There's it's just so hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it's just, especially in the moving events, it just gets super tight. And then there's 2 events where there's not going to be a ton of reps. It's also a tie fest.
Right.
If you break through a tie, that's what happened to me on the Viking press when I did it. I got 10 reps in a tie with 7 people.
Yep. And 11 was huge points.
11 was huge points. So yeah, it's just it's such a dumb setup.
And
It's a cool setup, but it's ridiculous to plan for.
Yeah. We're still in the moving event,
Yes,
right?
other movers. Sorry,
Burton.
James Jeffers,
yeah.
Colton Sloan. Honestly, any dude in the Canadian circuit aside from the Rayums is a speed demon.
Yeah, it's so true. The Rayums hate the moving events.
You want to see them die? Watch the loading races at Worlds every year.
Yeah.
Sukup. First time we're going to mention that
Seth
name.
Sukup could he steals some points.
Yes, super fast. He's training with his middleweight brother all the time.
Yep.
Super fast. Roy again. This event is right up Oscar's alley as well.
Yes,
Oscar
it is.
could win this event.
He could.
Josh Gregory.
Yep.
Burton, you mentioned. Guardione, you mentioned.
In theory, Obinger.
In theory, Obinger, one of the most athletic guys too, not just statically strong. He should be the best athlete on this
A
list.
very good D1 wrestler.
Yes.
He can move.
So, Brian Kitchen First time mentioning
Yeah,
that
Kitchen,
name.
yep,
He's
forgot.
another guy who could float in the top 10 to 15
Because I know he'll get maybe 2 reps at that 380 on the log.
on the log. He might get one on the deadlift.
I don't think he's getting on the deadlift.
It's hard.
Prove me wrong, Brian. I
He's
love
just been
you.
doing a lot of SEO. Not America's Strongest Man.
Yep, that was you.
Brian Kitchen
Trader.
taking trips with your wife.
Having a good time, I guess.
Yeah, go to Vegas with your boys.
Could have hung out with the boys.
Tim Buck.
Yep. Tim
Yeah,
Buck is
this is
shockingly good at moving considering his
similar-
size.
Similar to the event that took him out of the show last year, but he was wearing a silly backpack last
Do
year.
you know what's something that people just don't realize about Buck? He's fucking huge.
He is huge.
He's a huge human being, and he moves like a cat.
He does.
It's crazy.
He had to drop the yoke for me to beat him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He literally had to drop.
And like I don't think people will realize this. So like 2 years ago when I did OSG, I tied with Buck for 4th. We both just barely missed going to Worlds in that class.
Yep.
But he beat me on countback, whatever, or not countback,
No, stones.
on stones. We were directly at the same level. He took basically a year and a half off to build a gym, start a business, do all this stuff. Came back to America's Strongest Man. He had to mess up for me to beat him at America's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
Tim Buck is just as good as every dude who's going to Worlds.
He's a world's competitor. He's an Arnold's competitor.
He could go to the Arnold.
Yep.
He could go to any of those things. Tim Buck could do it. He just had a weird last 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So if he just gets through these style events, I need him to break through this layer of shows.
Funny enough, I think the prelims is where he shines. And besides the deadlift, he's not a big puller.
Sure.
I think 2 of the final events are awesome, and then there's a real bad
The
one
grip
there.
one's tough.
Yeah.
And then a name we haven't mentioned yet, Joseph Payne.
Yeah, he has moments of brilliance.
Just a big, tall guy, can move.
Yeah.
So common names. So there's
Go over the commons, and then we'll do the close.
Yeah, so based on our common names that we saw, not all of these are in our lead pack, but they're maybe in that top 10 to 15.
Yeah.
So here's it's
Pretty much.
our estimated final. Remick, Guardione, Yannick, Tim Buck, James Jeffers, Nick Wortham. I think he's totally capable of getting in.
Yep.
Bryce Johnson, Josh Gregory, Oscar Zokowski, Josh Spurgeon.
He's close. To me, he's close.
I don't think he's that close. Like I think the Shaw Open was more athletic than you're giving him credit for.
Sure. Because my potential knock is that I don't think he's the best mover, but you're right. At the Shaw, he proved that he can move.
Yes, but as he messes around and gets out of the top 25 in the yoke, out of the top 25 in the medley,
Problems.
he has problems.
Yeah.
But he can be in the top group in the other two.
Because the thing is, he will win the deadlift, I think, personally.
Yeah.
He isn't the best presser. Like, he's not bad, but he's not the best.
He's not a standout.
No, he might get 2 reps, right? Let's say he gets 2 at the 380, maybe even 3. Now he's got a yoke. I don't know what his yoke is like. I've never seen it. And that moving event is crazy with these list of guys.
Yeah.
So, like, there is a universe where he doesn't make finals.
There's some guys who will just steal points in the medley who have done nothing the rest of the show.
Right.
Skinny tall guys. We're going to go fast and we're going to beat everyone.
Yeah.
Great. You can't deadlift 700.
You're right. Are you talking about yourself?
Yeah.
As a skinny, tall man?
Yeah. Some guys that are on the periphery or close. I think they're worth talking about as finals guys. Joey Lavallee. We have not mentioned the name one time,
No.
but Joey has made the final before.
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
He had an off performance at North America's. I think he just had kind of a weird year.
He had a real good start and then real rough end.
Yeah. So if Joey just does what Joey can do, Joey is a finals guy through and through.
Yeah.
He just had a weird year, so it's hard to say that.
Yeah.
Jack Osborne.
He could. He's on the periphery.
On the periphery.
He's
actually got a lot of show experience.
I think Jack will crush the press. I think he'll do great on the yoke. It's the moving I'm interested in and the deadlift.
Yeah. So, like we said before, Obringer has the potential to be the strongest, most athletic person there. If he just does what he can do,
Right.
he'll be solidly in the final. He's made
Yeah.
the final twice.
I would agree.
And he's made the final twice with huge mistakes in the
Giant
prelims.
mistakes. Dude, he didn't get past the second implement last year
he
on the
missed
press
the
medley.
dumbbell.
And then he still makes the final.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be his strongest event. He's just an interesting athlete to predict. And then Roy. I think Roy, if Roy is the Roy that we know he can be, he's solidly in the final.
Yeah.
So that's the group. You can get mad at us, tell me we're wrong.
Please.
That's who I think the final is going to be.
Now we talk about the final events.
The final events, very different kind of events.
Yeah, so we'll go off the list of the guys we think will be there.
Yes.
So sandbag toss.
Sandbag toss. It's a 15-foot bar, 40, 45, 45, 50, 55, 60. If you're not finishing this, you are not podiuming.
I agree. And yeah, you have to finish the medley, the throwing medley to finish. And I think we have two standout names in particular for this, and that's Remick and Jeffers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you only get
It could be a third, but you can say it. I don't know.
Who's the third?
He had a tough show in October.
October? What was in October?
I don't know. The sandbag toss went rough for one guy.
Oh,
Tim Buck.
shit. Tim.
We love you, Tim.
Yeah, so that's
love you, Tim
no,
Buck.
yeah, you're right.
We love
All right.
you, Tim Buck.
What's funny is Tim is the best American thrower.
On paper, Tim Buck is that guy.
You're right.
He just had a rough series.
I think he got a little nervous.
Yeah.
There was a short.
And he's been throwing outside all damn time.
Yeah.
He's been practicing a ton. I would.
Tim could win the throw too.
I would put Tim, Jeffers, Remick.
So what's interesting about those names there, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but with Jeffers and Tim, they basically need to be either first and second on the throw and the stones to make podium, because so Tim needs to be first and second on the throws and stones in order to make podium, because he has a potential huge point loss on that grip event.
Yep.
Whereas Jeffers is going to make huge. So the thing is, if Jeffers makes the finals, and if he gets into the finals in, let's say, 8th place, I believe Jeffers takes 3rd in the show.
Yeah.
But he needs to be in at least 8th.
Because he's going to do good in all three of these.
He could win.
Win all
He
three
actually
of these.
could win the last.
I mean,
three
he could pull like a Derek. Derek was like
Right.
in 11th or whatever.
Yeah.
And pulled it up to the podium because
Yes.
he won the final.
Derek Owens of 90
Yes,
kilos.
in
Yes.
the 90 kilos.
Yeah, that Jeffers is in a very precarious situation because those finals events are up.
Yeah, he just got to get in.
Yeah.
Just get in.
Yeah.
Guardione, also a great thrower.
Yeah, he's good.
It's just for the top end guys.
It's funny is the guys that we have predicted for the finals, none of them are really the best throwers besides those three that we mentioned.
I mean, but looking at this list, Bryce will finish. Oscar will finish. Josh Gregory could finish.
I don't think Oscar's gonna finish.
No?
I don't think so.
Super explosive.
I could be totally wrong, but I don't think he'll finish.
Bryce Johnson, we know he can. Well, I mean, didn't I beat Bryce in North America?
Yeah, you did.
Tough.
Yeah,
Tough. Dude, you're 6'8", dude. Yeah, no. It's just the level of execution that's going to be required on that bag toss. For the margins are going to be super tight. So, but yeah, I'm comfortable saying that top three.
Yeah.
Outside of that, who knows, man?
I'm gonna double check if Bryce beat you or not on the throw.
He might have beat me by a spot.
Let's see here. Bryce Johnson, 4th place on the sandbag throw. He got 4 points. You got 5. Hey, get some, Bryce.
God, that's tough, man.
You're such an asshole. We love you, Bryce.
Wrecking Ball hold. I'm actually really excited to see this apparatus.
It's interesting.
And also, I talk shit about this event until I saw it in person at Giants. I kind of like it.
It's cool for the crowd.
It's cool for the crowd. I wish it was facing the crowd, but Giants faces away.
That's an interesting choice.
They do it for TV.
Yeah.
What they would have to do for Giants to do that is they would have to do kill seats for the bottom couple rows.
Right, because then you can't see with the cameras.
Yeah. So
Right.
I get why they do it. Anyways, sidebar.
Anyway.
But this Wrecking Ball hold setup was made by Power Center.
Yep. Mike Bartos.
Mike Bartos. Very cool looking thing.
Who's your top 4 or 3?
Ooh.
I know who I got immediately.
James Jeffers.
James Jeffers,
Actually,
Bryce
no,
Johnson.
I don't. Bryce Johnson beats James Jeffers.
He could, yeah. I'm just thinking top 3. I don't know what order.
Because I think Bryce, and Canada is not going to be pleased with this, Bryce has stronger hands than everybody in Canada.
I think he does.
I do.
Yeah, I think he does.
The results of North America's Strongest Man, Max Wheelbarrow, would reflect that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's even the second best behind Kevin Ferris.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Bryce is probably wins. Jeffers is up there. And just because he's Canadian, Yannick, he just, I'm assuming he's got good hands. He's Canadian.
Yeah. I think Remick is he's just done a bunch of stuff, man. Yeah. I will not put Remick outside of the top 5 in any event in this whole show.
He's just so good.
Yeah.
And I hope
he's my predicted leader going into the final.
Oh, yeah.
He just has to hang on.
I think he wins the show, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's our next event here?
Stones.
Oh, this is where things get interesting. This is where Tim needs to shine.
Tim Buck needs to load the hell out of some stones.
Yeah, if he wants that podium.
Yep. Which we basically did that series at America's.
And he
just
crushed.
-1 stone. He did good.
He did really good.
He did really good. Remick has finished in great time before. So guys,
Jeffers is probably the best stone loader besides Max in Canada right now.
Yeah, Jeffers is great. I don't think Oscar has finished this series before.
I don't think he has either.
No, Oscar has not finished. Obringer has done this series, has not finished. I don't think Spurgeon can finish.
Yeah, because he struggled at the Shaw stones as well.
Wortham could finish.
Dude, that kid's so well rounded.
Because and he's just him and Gregory are kind of in that boat of like, I'm not going to mention him a ton.
Yeah, but they're great.
They're going to be higher than you'd expect at the end of the weekend. I don't think he's a podium guy yet.
He's one of those guys where there isn't a single event where one of them stands out, but he's like a B- in everything.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's a great position to be in.
That's
in this kind of show.
Yeah, and if you just add years to that, now we have one of the best strongmen.
Yeah, he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
He's already really good.
Yeah, he'll be a real problem. I think in 3 years he's a problem.
Yeah, he's just kicking everyone's ass if he just stays on trajectory and doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty comfortable with that.
Okay, so that's our finals. Give me your top 3.
My top 3.
Yeah, I know it's hard. It's real hard.
You know what? If Bryce Johnson was not a garage gym guy, I would have him as my leader.
Sure.
If Bryce was training here,
right,
on real stuff all the time,
he needs training partners.
Bryce would be the leader.
Yeah.
I think the winner of the show is Remick. He is maybe a degree weaker than Bryce, but Remick has the experience. He's done all this stuff.
He's a better strongman.
He's a better strongman. Yeah. He is. So Remick is my leader. Bryce in second. If Tim Buck can have his little hands hold on
for dear
to
life.
that wrecking ball hold, Tim Buck is in third. And I think all 3 of those guys more than worthy of a Worlds or Giants invite, depending on what they do.
I think so too. This is where things get spicy. Fuck me. Okay, because there's gonna be some changes, right? Because I think, for example, Burton is gonna be right up in there until Stones, right? There's gonna be some ebbing waves and flows.
Burton could
because Burton has crazy strong hands too.
Burton wouldn't be a shocking finals guy.
Wouldn't be a shocking finals guy. He also has only lost back throw twice in his whole career, right? He has incredible grip strength. We've seen that at Magnus. He won the grip event. However, his stones really hold him back.
So yeah, if he made the final, he could be on the podium till the final event.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. So I think my prediction be a little different than yours. I think Spencer wins it. I do think that. I think Spencer is going to win this show. And then second and third and fourth is going to be the most dogfightiest of fights. I think we'll have in second place. I think we'll have Tim Buck in second. I think there is going to be a mad fight between James Jeffers and Oscar Zolkowski for third. And I don't know which one takes it. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that too.
Because Oscar's so experienced, and he's finally in shape again.
Yeah, the Oscar that did the Arnold Amateur would probably wreck house at this whole show.
He's a monster when he's in form.
I just like Bryce Johnson.
I like Bryce too. I think Bryce is amazing. I just think he's slightly inexperienced.
He might be a step slower than guys. And a step in this show is 5 points.
Yep.
Oh, Bryce, go fast.
And I would love to see Bryce do it.
Yeah,
but this show is crazy to predict.
Because you know who on this list is strong enough to do strongest man on earth? Bryce.
And probably Obinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much.
That's it. Spurgeon, given a year, he's going to find out.
We're going to find out.
I don't know. It's hard.
He's not right now, I would say. He's not strong enough right now for strongest man on earth, which is funny because he won the qualifier.
It's hard to say because he's statically maybe.
His deadlift is amazing. His press needs work.
I mean, a lot of the guys at strongest man on earth suck at pressing.
That's true.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And he can move. I don't know. I think he just stacks the right year. I think he'll be fine. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna win the thing.
Like everything's event dependent.
Event dependent, yeah. But if I was looking at this list, Bryce Johnson is the guy who could do the big 4 shows and be just fine.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Obviously Remick, because Remick's already done it.
Been in half of them at least,
yeah.
I think.
So, all right. Well, that's our predictions. We don't hate you.
We genuinely love almost all of you. It's not
these are our friends.
I actually like all of these guys.
Yeah,
this is a crew of amazing dudes.
Get to hang out with these dudes.
It's just sports. And I also would love to be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong about Spencer. I think Spencer wins.
Well, there's 8 names on that list I've straight up never heard of.
Yeah, I don't know these guys.
So, there could be somebody in the final we don't even know about. Mm-hmm. I think the first time we went to OSG, I didn't even know who the hell Oscar was.
Yeah, well, no one knew who Oscar was. No one knew who Jaco Schoonwinkel was. Mm-hmm. And no one knew fucking Rag.
Yeah.
It was just, we were all wrong.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Let us know why we suck in the comments.
Comment below.
See ya.